everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here again. And of course, I hope everyone has an amazing day so far. What we're going to use for this DIY is of course the smaller tumbler tile blocks. Of course, what would we do without it? I always say make sure that you have four until 5 packages laying around in your stash so you have enough for each DIY. I have here my container with everything inside, but make your own container what you use for your DIYs. But the most important is of course the wood glue. You can use some hot glue, but be careful that it doesn't break. I have here my little containers with my paint because it is a little bit of the 4th of July season. I have here a saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. So what we're going to make, we are going to make the 4th of July bells. So we will see how this will turn out. I really have no idea because I didn't make bells for the 4th of July season, and I'm going to change them up. So I want to see how this will turn out. I hope you join me. So what we're going to start with is the top of our bells, because I need to make a hole inside in the top of my bell, because I want to have inside, I want to have of course where you clingle the bell with. So I'm going to this needs to dry very well before I can use my drill bore and just drill some hole inside. So we are going to start with 5 rows of 3. So 5 rows of 3. And you just do some glue on the smallest line of your block, and you just simply row them together this way, and you do this one over here, and a number 4, and the last number 5. And now we're going to press it together this way, and over here, and over here. And of course, if you use a carpenter square, you just easily place it down, and here also. And we're going to get our wet towel, make a little piece out of it, and just wipe away the glue, place it up, turn it over, and do the back side. Do the front side, turn it up, clean up the underside, over here and here the same, or else everything will stick together, and that's not what you want. Then you get one big mess. And the last, of course, I don't do this with every piece, so don't worry, but I show it to you this way and over here. And now we're going to do the last, clean it up, take it up, and do the other side. Always go back, make sure that you have a nice straight line, and we're going to give it only a couple of minutes, maybe 1, 2, not more, and then we glue them together. So again, we do some glue on this one, just do a little bit of glue over here, you do some glue over here, you do some glue over here, and on the number 4. And what we're going to do, we're going to place this on top, place this on top, place this on top, and this one also on top. Place it straight up and give it a little bit of pressure. Also make sure that the sides are straight so you get a nice, kind of a square. You're going to get your towel, wipe away lightly your glue, turn it over, and do the back side. Also feel again if you have a nice straight line, and then you are going to let this rest. So now we made already another 5 pieces of 3, and we do the same. We row them together again, and we do here this one. Of course, you also can do it different. Just make one set of 3, and then 2 of 3, and then 2 of 4, and then you make an open square. But I chose for a closed square this time. But like I told you, you can also make an open one. Then you use just one of this one, you place 1 of 3 here, 1 of 3 here, straight up, and 2 of 4 here and straight up. And then you also have an open kind of little kind of a box. So that's also a possibility. Then you don't have to drill too far. So there are much more possibilities than one way. I'm going to clean this up, and we're going to place them also together. So again, we're going to take 4 of the pieces, and we're just going to do some glue over here, and on this one, and on the last. And we're going to place them on top of each other, and this way place them straight up, squeeze them, squeeze the sides, and again, and go back and feel with your fingers that you have a nice straight line on all sides. So this way, and now we have number 2 for bell number 2 also. So, and this is our third set of 5 sets of 3, because I'm going to make 3 bells. You don't have to make 3, you can make 1, you can make 2, so you don't have to make 3 like I do. If you don't like that, it's totally fine too. But this is also bells. A lot of people are thinking bells is the Christmas season. No, bells you can use for all seasons. You can just easily change them up for the season. I do it this time for the 4th of July, but you also can do it for the fall season. You can decorate it totally, maybe spray paint it in the gold colors. So you can easily make your own bells. You don't have to pay a lot of money for your bells. So I'm going to clean this up. So now we're going to do the last sets of 4 gluing this way and over here and over here. So again, build them together. Make sure that you have all the blocks pointing at the same direction. I will have now the loose little tops over here, so don't mix them up that you have them in different shapes. So again, we're going to press it and we're going to clean it up and put it away for at least 1.5 hours. So now we took 12 blocks. We are going to make rows of 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is one of 6. We're going to paint 6 of them in red and 6 of them in white. So I have a little bit of the brighter red and of course the white color, but you can use any combination you like. If you don't like the 4th of July, you can also make everything gold or silver or black or white. You can do black and white, so maybe 6 black, 6 white, and you can make also this kind of a mix up. So you can do anything you like. So I'm going to paint 6 of them in red and 6 of them in white. So you see, I painted 6 in the white and 6 in the red. What we're going to do, we're going to take 2 white and 1 red, and we're going to do a little line over here and a little line over here. Don't do too much glue and just gently squeeze it together this way. You take 2 red and 1 white. You do some glue, a little small line and a little small line over here. And you just easy squeeze them also together. You do again 2 of the white, 1 of the red. Over here, just a little glue. And we're going to turn it over on this side, also a little glue. And we place it in between. And again, squeeze it. And now we have left over 2 red and 1 white. And we do some glue on this side and on this side. And now we're going to place this one also in between. Give it some pressure gently, and we're going to let this dry in for at least 10 until 15 minutes. So what we're going to do now, we have 2 pieces of this one and we have 2 pieces of this one. We are going to take one of them. We do a little bit of glue on the side. Be careful with the glue, especially this time. And we're going to place the other one, the opposite direction in coloring over here. And you're going to give it some pressure. You get another one of this one. You do some glue on the tops, on the side, over here, and you place it on the inside of this one. So very gently, give it some pressure. And now we're going to get this one. We do some glue on this side, a little line, and we do some glue on one of the blocks on the inside over here at the ending. So we have over here and you have it on the side. So if everything is correctly, you turn it. I have to do it this way. And this one is fitting, and you just place it very easy, just like this, together until one square. Now we're going to let it rest for at least 20-25 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to take one of my blocks and I'm going to paint it in the dark blue color. So I'm going to paint this one in the dark blue color. So I did paint my first block blue, but of course I was painting, I think I can immediately better do this one in red and this one in white, because I'm going to do the 3 colors of red, white and blue. So I'm going to do this one white and this one red, so I have all 3 of them, and I'm going to make later drill a hole inside of here. Of course you can also do this already right now, but I always say I let it dry mostly for a couple of hours, because or else if you drill, your blocks are going to go down, and that's not what you want. So I'm going to take the risk that I already painted and then make a nice hole inside. We will see how this will turn out. So first I'm going to paint this two in the red and white. So you see, now we have all the 3 colors, and I'm going to use this one for this block, and the other bells will be bigger and bigger because we are going to do 3 sizes. So I'm going to place this to a side, of course, because then we're going to drill a little hole inside of this 3. So now our first smaller bell is ready, because he is the red and white stripes, and now we're going to do the bigger one. So what we're going to do, we're going to take not 6 blocks for each color, but 12 blocks for each color. So very easy, just take 12 loose blocks, double it up. I will do it a little faster. So you see already we have 12 blocks over here, 12 loose blocks over here. I'm going to do this 12 in the red and this 12 in the dark blue. So very easy, just take your time for it, just paint all of them loose. And then we can make, of course, a bigger size bell out of this 12 blocks. So you see now I have 12 red and 12 blue. We're going to take 2 of the red, 1 of the blue. We do some glue on this side and on this side. Also be careful with the glue, don't use too much. Just press them a little bit together. You do this one again. Over here, a little on the smallest line. And of course also on this side. And we're going to glue them together. We do this again. Over here. And we do it on this side. And we place it down. And another set. 1 blue. Over here and over here. And we place them in between, and you're going to squeeze them. Now we take 2 of the blue, 1 of the red, a little line and a little line over here. For me it's just a little difficult because I'm most of the time really big with glue, so I have to be careful this time that I don't use too much. And this one and over here. So it is a challenge for me to use not too much of the glue. Again, we use some over here and over here. And we place it in between this one and the last, a little over here and a little over here. And now we're going to place it inside, and we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, and we're going to let it dry in for at least 20 or 25 minutes. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take 2 of the same coloring. We do some glue on the top side over here, and we just fill it in over here. We do here the same. Just do a little bit of glue on the top side, fill it in, and here the same, and fill it in, and the last. And we're going to turn this one also and fill it in. So you get a nice piece which you can easily throw together. And this way. And we're going to let it rest for at least also 10-15 minutes. So now we have 2 of the bigger one like this and 2 of the bigger one like this. What we're going to do, very gently, you do some glue on the smallest line, very easy. Over here, and of course I'm going to do a little bit with my finger around it because I don't want to have too much. So we're going to place this one very gently in between here. Make sure that this is glued nicely together, Now we're going to get one of this one, and we do very carefully also a little bit of glue over here. And of course I'm just going to dab it a little, so I'm sure that I don't have too much. That's because that's always when you painted already your pieces and you use some wood glue, it gives some stain. So always be careful when you use it, don't use too much. And of course we're going to glue this one on the inside very gently. Give it some pressure over here. And now we're going to do this one. We do some glue on this side over here very gently, and on the inside over here at the ending of your block. And again we're going to do a little bit of glue this way, and of course also over here. So this way, that I'm sure that I don't use too much, because I am a person who uses too much glue. And normally is that not a problem, but if you did paint your piece, that's not what you want. And again we're going to close it in very gently. And we're going to let this dry in for at least also 20 minutes. So in the meantime, that one is also drying. We have 2 sets of 18 blocks. So 2 sets of 18. We're going to paint one of them in the white, one of them in the blue. So one in the white, one in the blue. So you see we have our 18 of white and our 18 of blue. So we do again 2 white, 1 blue, and we do some glue over here. And of course on this side, a small line. We place it down and we're going to squeeze them together. Place them over here. 2 white and 1 blue. A little glue. And on this side. And we're going to place them together also in a straight line. Place it over here. And of course this one is 3 high and not 2 high. So we do over here again. And this is number 3. Again, 2 blocks. And if everything is correctly, we will get 6 pieces of colors over here. So we will see if I didn't miscount myself. That's also a possibility, because I know mostly of time I just try, and we will see always how it will turn out. So, but maybe when this is finished, I don't even like how the bells are looking. So we will see. And the last of this series is again a little bit of glue on this one and on this one over here, and we're going to squeeze it, place it on the side. Now we're going to take 2 blue, 1 white. And now I hope I have enough also for this side. And over here. And we're going to easily squeeze them together over here. And I'm looking, and I'm still looking, and I hope I have enough. So that means that I did miscount myself if I am looking at my blocks. Over here, to this way. And over here. And over here. And we're going to squeeze them. And again over here, and you see already, oh, this one needs to be over here, of course. So again, for the white blocks I have enough, I see, but I'm still not, of course I have to look at what I'm doing or else it will get one big mess. And again over here, you see already, yes, I have enough. So I'm really happy. I thought I had not enough. Again over here. And over here, and we're going to roll them together, and we do here the same. Of course I need to glue this one and this one, and we're going to place them together, and we're going to squeeze them, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes, at least 20 minutes again drying. So now we're going to take 3 of them this way, and we do some glue on the top side, a thin layer of the top, also over here a thin layer. And we're going to easy place them together this way and give it a little bit of pressure. You do here the same. Do some small line over here and a small line on this one, and row them very gently together this way. Make sure that you also have the sides straight. You do here the same, place them on the side. And I really loving always the red, white and blue. And again, give it a little bit of pressure. And you do the last one. And then we're going to let it dry in also again some 20 minutes. Over here, make one straight line. And we're going to let it dry in, like I told you, some 20 minutes. So of course this one is a little bit bigger and higher. So I'm going to do this one a little different. So I'm going to place this one on the side. I'm going to do a thin line over here of my glue. This way. I'm going to place it down and I'm going to place this one against here. Just make sure that you press it nicely together. Now you're going to get this one and you do some glue on the blue line. Also very thin line. And over here. And of course I'm going to do a little bit of a dabbing. So I'm sure that not everything is going out. And I'm going to place this one on top of the white block over here. So you see, this one will be on top. And then I'm going to give this piece a couple of minutes drying, and then I'm going to place it straight up and fill it in with this one. So I place it straight up, and now we're going to do some glue on the smallest line over here. And on the inside, on the white line over here. And again, we're just going to a little bit of dabbing. And we do this also on this side, a little bit of dabbing. To be sure that everything is filling nicely. So we fill it in with this one. So again, over here. And we just place it inside. And if everything is correctly, it's fitting nicely. So give it some pressure. And now we have our biggest bell. And of course, it doesn't look like a bell yet. And of course, I did this DIY especially because not everyone can have a jigsaw, or maybe is a little bit scared of sewing. That's why he is square and not round. Of course, I could have made it round, but this time I'm going to go for a little bit of a different way. That's why it is this size and not round. So again, we're going to let this dry in. So now we have our 3 bells, at least on the side of the bell, but we have, of course, our 3 blocks. And like I told you, I'm going to go now to my garage and I'm going to get my drill, and I'm going to drill a little bit of a bigger hole inside because I have some twine, of at least some rope, but he's really thick, but the rope is in 3 parts turned around. I show you in a moment. And because I will do a bigger row, but not too big, or else he will be much too big for the bells. But you see that in a moment. First, we're going to drill a little hole. So you see already, now I have little holes inside of my blocks, and I have here my rope. And you see already, the rope is one of the bigger pieces, and you see already this is not going to work. So of course you can use it, but I'm going to turn them apart. So you see they have 3 pieces on their own this way. So I'm going to cut off a whole piece. I'm going to turn them out of each other so we get this kind of pieces. You see where this was a little piece which is left over. So we are going to use this kind of piece, and this is fitting nicely inside of here. So I'm going to, because I do it in the garage, because if you're going to cut this, this is one big mess. It's everywhere. So I'm going to just take a piece of the rope, pull it out of each other, and then I'm coming back with 3 loose pieces. So you see, I just took, I think, a little bit more than a meter. That is 16 centimeters in inches. I don't know how it is in inches, but I hope you can count it over. So at least a meter of your length. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make an ending a loop, because I only did the underside. I pulled out of each other into 3 pieces. You also can do 3 loose pieces. You don't have to do it away. You just can do 3 loose one and then glue them together. So I'm going to make a loop like this, not too big. So I'm going to place it together. I have now, of course, my hot glue. And I have some twine, a little bit of the thinner twine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find the ending. So I'm going to place this together this way. I'm going to do some glue on top of my piece. So over here, just to make a nice attachment of my twine. So I'm just going to lay it inside of here. Just a little moment, let it rest until it is dried up. This way. Over here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it around. Just very easy. Of course, I'm just going to cut off a little piece of the twine this way, so I can easily turn it around and pull it together. Do it this way and just go around and fill in the open space. Oh, you see already, I make one big mess out of it. Oh, my. It's always when my camera is running, it's one big mess. So over here, maybe I can better do it from this side on. Maybe I can pull it together this way. It's a little bit easier to look at. So again, I'm just going to have my loop over here. I'm just going to turn it around and go down. And this way until you're completely on the underside when they are connecting to each other. This way. And then you go up again. Over here. And just do whatever how you think it's supposed to be, because I just do it my way, but you don't have to do it my way. And this way, and I'm going to turn it. At the ending, I'm just going to do a little bit of glue over here, and I place my piece of twine inside of here. And I'm going to make sure that it is dried up this way. And you see, now you have a knob over here. Now you have this piece and we have our ending. So what we're going to do, we're going to get one of the strings, and of course I'm going to try to keep it a little bit together, because we still need to get it inside of our little block over here. So we're going to, I have to look for which one is the bigger one, because we have to connect them together. So for this one I have this white over here. This one will be the black, and this is the short one. So I'm going to start with the black. Of the black, why do I every time say black? I mean blue, so sorry. Of course you know already that I mean blue. So we're going to place it together and just try to squeeze it in to the underside. I already have a bigger hole, so I'm hoping that he is going to work with me and that he's coming out. And he is coming out, so I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to do this one because he will be a little higher. Then we're going to get another one. And we're going to place this one over here. Make sure that he is fully inside of the little hole. And then we're going to turn it around. And we're going to try, it's a little bit of work. And I used the drill, a very big one, a very thick one, because I want to have a great opening, of a big opening, not a great opening, but a big opening. And I'm going to try it and place it inside. And you see already over here, and it takes a little bit longer of your time, but that's the step by step. For everyone who doesn't like it, I totally understand. But for everyone who wants to see it step by step, so you can do it yourself. And this is already a one also. And now we only need the white. And again, we're going to make sure that we place them all together this way. I think I need to turn it this way, over here, and we're going to place it inside, and then we're going to turn it, and we hope that for the best that he will come out. And of course you also can do some little skewer. You can squeeze it in, so don't worry if it doesn't come out immediately. You easily can get it in. I have to try that I get the whole piece inside of here. So you see already he does not going to, I have to look for that. Yes, I have the whole piece. Now I have to work with it to get everything inside, because he still has one piece over here. I have to turn it this way to get the whole, because you see already he has still one piece over here, and that's the piece we also want to have down. So I have to pull on the strings to get it down with, yes, I have it. So this one, and you see already it's on my table, one big mess. So now I have my blocks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make different sizes. Of course, this one will be the bigger one, and this will be a little bit smaller, and this will be even smaller. So now I'm going to make a knot over here, and I'm going to do this one. Of course, I have to do it through here, make a knot over here, and then I'm going to pull it, and we're going to make sure that he is still hanging over here. This is one. Now we're going to do this one a little lower, I think even this way, and I hope that I have it right. Of course you can do it in any way you want to have it. You don't have to do it the way that I do. This one will be over here, and this one, if everything is correctly, this one needs to be halfway over here. So I have to go a little over here, then we're going to make our knot, and I'm going to look for if I have it halfway. We're going to look, of course we have to place it a little lower, and he has to go down over here, and this one. So I think we are a little at the place we want to have it. Over here, squeeze it, and squeeze this one over here. So if everything is correctly, you have it like this. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to glue our pieces on top of our frames. And that is very easy. We're going to cut off a little piece of our rope. And of course, what you can do, I have here some little Easter eggs. You can do some Easter egg on top of here. You just place it inside. This is an Easter egg you can hang in your tree. You place it over here. You do it over here. And what you can do is, of course, cut it off, a piece of your twine, and then place a double, and then glue it together. And then you have one hanger coming out under your bell. So, but you don't have to do it. You easily can just cut it off and leave it this way. So I'm going to place my Easter egg, my hanger over here. You can also use something different. I'm going to get my glue gun, and of course I'm going to cut off a little piece this way. And I'm going to fold it in over here, do some glue on my knob. Of course I should have done do some glue over here, and we're going to fold it in, and we place this one against here. Make sure that you don't burn yourself, because or else it hurts, and that's not what you want. So I'm going to close it in, let it dry in for a little moment, and then we have, of course, our hanger. You don't see the hanger, but you can hear it. So you see now my Easter egg is hanging over here. So I'm going to get my wood glue. I do only one together with you, or else you get very bored. I'm going to do some wood glue, and of course I'm going to do it more on the inside of our frame, just on the inside, not on the outside, only a little bit more on the inside. And then we're going to very easy place carefully our knot and everything inside, and just make sure that you have it in the middle. Press it together, and then you're going to let it dry. Get a small brush this way, and you go around the lines and then wipe away the glue you don't need. So over here, make sure that you move it around, and this side. And then you're going to let this rest in for at least 5 minutes, and then we're going to do the next ones. So you see now I have all 3 of them, and of course with me there is hanging out a little bit. Yeah, it's of course an Easter egg, but it doesn't matter. You can use anything. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of my twine and I'm going to make a couple of turns around here on this side. You don't have to do that. I just do it for example. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the glue over here in the middle, a little line. I'm going to place my twine inside, let it dry in for a little moment, and then I'm just going to do very easy a couple of turns, and then I'm going to cut it off. So over here, and I'm just going to do a couple of turns around here. So very easy, and this way. I think maybe 3 times is more than enough. So now I have my twine around it, you see already over here. And what I'm going to do on the top side, I'm going to do USA, and I will start with the U on the bigger one. The size smaller, I'm going to do the S, and all the smallest, I'm going to do the A. So on each side, 1 letter, so it is USA. And of course, you can decorate it anyway. Maybe you have some stars. My wooden stars are coming. I ordered them online on Temu because they are so cheap. So I ordered them online. So they will be here in a couple of days. So I'm going to just do some letters around this, and you see in a moment the quick impression. And you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tower blocks 4th of July bells, and I'm so happy how they turned out. Of course, I hope you give this a try. It was a little bit of a task to figure out how I want to have it, but at the end I'm really happy with the result. And of course, if you're new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Everyone have an amazing day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!